And Democrats say that as they move forward, it's going to be very transparent. We're going to have public hearings, and all the transcripts will be released.
You bet.
So that's their side of the story. Thank you so much, Mike. Good to see you tonight.
My pleasure.
Today. I keep forgetting I'm on during the day. Anyway, so an international watchdog, moving forward with the Syria story that we have been discussing this morning, is now investigating if Turkey used illegal chemical weapons in the attack on the Kurds in Syria. We have seen some images coming out of the region of people, including young children, with severe burns covering much of their bodies. Many of those pictures are too disturbing to show you. This is video of a Kurdish boy traveling to France to get treatments for his burns. The boy's father told a Kurdish news agency that his son was about to start 5th grade when the Turkish assault began. He called for the fighting to stop, saying, "I don't want anyone else to suffer the same agony as my son." Turkey denied using chemical weapons in the military assault, but the doctor at the facility treating the boy said that some victims appeared to be hurt by, quote, internationally prohibited weapons. General Keene joins me once again now. He is Fox News senior strategic analyst and former U.S. Army Vice Chief of Staff. General, good to have you back with us. I know you were listening as we spoke to Senator Graham there. He talked about the lunch that he just attended with President Trump and the discussion with the chairman of the Joint Chiefs, General Milley, on Syria. He said that there's a plan from the Joint Chiefs coming and that he is optimistic that it will provide some stability, shall we say, in that safe haven area. What are your thoughts on that? What do you know about that? Your thoughts?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. This is the plan that would probably establish a security zone within eastern Syria and probably take into consideration about 60% in terms of securing it compared to what we've done in the past. And that would mean less of our forces there, but no change in the Syrian Democratic Forces. You know, we're largely focused on the Kurds here these last number of days for obvious reasons, but part of the Syrian Democratic Forces are tens of thousands of Arabs, and part of the contested area in central and southern Syria, in the eastern part of Syria, is actually Arab land in that green area up there that's on the map. In the central part of that and the southern part of that, that's where ISIS is. That is all Arab land, and they're very important in also containing ISIS here. So I think the Pentagon is trying to come back with a plan. Certainly that it's a modification of what the president has announced, to be sure. This puts the decision back in his hands and for his consideration. I'm hoping that he approves what General Milley is proposing to him, because why? It'll help to accomplish our core objectives, which is one, contain ISIS from re-emerging, make certain that the Iranians don't run the table, take over eastern Syria. Oil fields are part of that, which leads to an encroachment on Israel's security. And also, if we are able to have some semblance of control in eastern Syria, airspace control is part of that, it gives us a seat at the table when the final political outcome is being decided on Syria. Obviously, the Iranians have a seat at that table in a big way. Assad will have a seat at that table, opposition forces, but also will the United States. That's what we're driving toward.
Out of time, but just very quickly, if you can, your reaction to this chemical weapons story. Do you believe the Turks when they say they're not using them?
Well, they have used chlorine gas, not sarin nerve gas, routinely, pretty tragically. I do believe on this operation, I can't speak for the chlorine gas, but they use white phosphorus artillery rounds, which when make contact with a human burns into their skin. It's very significant damage that is done. It's not as lethal in the sense of a major piece of steel hitting the body, but it's a terrorizing weapon, and it's used for that purpose, not just on the people, but also the effect on other people who see that happening.
Absolutely. General Keene, thank you as always. Good to talk to you, sir.
Yeah, good talking to you, Mo.
Thank you. So the retired U.S. Marine accused of spying on Moscow facing at least another